Ladies and gentlemen, the world of professional wrestling never stops, and welcome to another ridiculous report. I am Robert Lentini, and I don't even know where to start. What a ridiculous few days this has been in professional wrestling. First of all, Hulk Hogan is a flaming idiot. Everybody knows that, and if you don't know that, you're also an idiot. But Hulk Hogan is starting a real American freestyle wrestling promotion with Eric Bischoff and Israel Martinez. I'm sure it's going to be a smashing success. But he got himself into hot water again by he was trying to talk about that he knew Shelton Benjamin on Pat McAfee and TMZ on these interviews, but twice he referred to him as Benjamin Shelton.
Great guys like Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, they're Benjamin Shelton. There's some really tough guys. Benjamin Shelton, all these different guys.
Now this obviously pissed off Shelton Benjamin, who's had a pretty great career in professional wrestling, spanning multiple companies, decades. He's still athletic. He looks like he's 25 when you see him on AEW television. He looks phenomenal. The Hurt Syndicate is one of the best things AEW has done in the past couple years. But he responded to Hulk Hogan in proper fashion. An appropriate response by Shelton Benjamin. Here's what he said. Message to Hulk Hogan: you lost me forever with your don't get caught, or as you would call it, apology speech. So rather than screw my name up and pretend we ever had any sort of camaraderie, which we never had, please do me a favor. And then he shared the gif of Will Smith saying to Chris Rock, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth, before he slapped him at the Academy Awards in 2022. Great response by Shelton Benjamin, or Benjamin Shelton, as Hogan would say, or, Hogan Hulk. Like, I don't understand what Hulk Hogan's deal is. If he's purposely saying Benjamin Shelton, he's an asshole. If he doesn't realize it's Shelton Benjamin's name after all these years, he's an asshole. So either way you go, he's an asshole. But I love Shelton Benjamin's response, and, good luck to Hulk Hogan with Real American Freestyle. It's going to be great. The only thing Will Ospreay is better at than putting on incredible professional wrestling matches is saying weird comments about WWE that didn't really need to be said. He was interviewed by the Daily Star this week promoting Double or Nothing, and he took the opportunity to take a shot at WWE, which I don't understand why, but he did. Some of his points are true. He thinks that, AEW blows WWE away in terms of in-ring wrestling. That's probably true. But what Will Ospreay and the rest of these talents are missing here is you need the stories to get people invested. There's 2,000 people at Dynamite. There's 20,000 people at Raw and SmackDown. There's a huge difference. It's just basic math and using your eyeballs. I don't understand why they can't grasp that you need storylines to get people invested, give people hooks to come back each week. I don't understand why that escapes AEW. Here's Will Ospreay's quote. He said the schedule's crazy, and he referenced Triple H again. He said, of course I respect WWE, and I admire everyone there. And I think a lot of people think I hate Triple H. I really don't. I never met the guy before in my life. But for me, there's always this little bit of a rivalry where I'll be like, yeah, you guys are the biggest. Yeah, you guys are drawing the bigger houses. Yeah, you guys got the bigger deals. But the moment the bell rings, I think we're better than all of them. That may be true, but the first part of that quote is the entire wrestling business. Yeah, they might be better at us at everything in the wrestling business, but once that bell rings, well, that doesn't work. That's not an yeah, once that bell rings, great. Yeah, once that bell rings, you guys put on a great match in AEW. But the whole build-up, everything around it doesn't work as well. I think, honestly, on my worst day, I'm better than a lot of the guys in ring. Promos, you got a bunch of guys. Punk's sick. Roman Reigns is sick. There are things I need to catch up on. But in-ring, I generally don't think that there's anyone from that side that matches any of our guys. Well, that's great. We've already seen the ceiling of what just great matches can draw in America, in the United States with AEW. It's not improving. So that quote is just ludicrous to me. So they're better at everything in the wrestling business besides in-ring. But we get in-ring. Well, everything in the wrestling business attracts fans. Like, when is Dave Meltzer 5-star matches going to equate to people buying tickets? I'm waiting to see that. Just waiting to see it. Haven't seen it yet. Don't think we're going to see it. Don't think anybody there is going to get that. Congratulations on the in-ring product being fantastic. Storylines and characters are what sell tickets and get people invested. Then they want to see a great match between those characters they really care about. So Ricochet just can't help himself. He loves to go online and troll other wrestlers, say he's better than Io Sky for no reason, and just get under the skin of fans and, compare WWE to slave labor, all this crazy stuff that he's saying. He's paid millions of dollars. He just didn't like his booking in WWE. I don't know if that's an apt comparison. But he went on Twitter today and took a shot at Javon Evans. Javon Evans responded. They went back and forth, and then Javon Evans came off the top rope with an elbow drop to Ricochet's bald head that ended the argument. Javon Evans said, I'm learning from Shawn Michaels at the PC, whatever. And Ricochet was like, I was doing that before you were born. That's nothing to brag about. And Javon Evans said, yeah, you were doing that. And now you work for a crackhead in front of 2,000 fans. So I didn't have Javon Evans calling Tony Khan a crackhead on my bingo card, but I just laughed. That is hysterical. And some people saying that Javon Evans made a mistake burning bridges. He probably can't get a job in AEW now. I don't like this practice here where anybody that says anything mildly offensive to Tony Khan, he can't handle it. You're on ice, can't see it for 6 months. Goodbye, Britt Baker. Goodbye, Rusev, Miro. Goodbye, Ricky Starks. Nobody with an ego, nobody that can say anything to me, nobody that contradicts what I'm saying is allowed here. Is that the Tony Khan environment now? We're all walking on eggshells backstage because Tony Khan's sensitive? That's not a way to run a wrestling company. All right, let's do some quick Backlash predictions. Some matches I thought were going to be on the card that aren't. Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. That's apparently going to be happening later this month at Saturday night's main event. That's the rumor going around now. And Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. That's probably going to be on Saturday night's main event as well. But I thought that would have been a good match at Backlash. We got 5 matches announced so far. John Cena defending against Randy Orton. They're not taking the title off of John Cena now. I'm really looking forward to that match, though. I'm hoping there's some kind of screwy finish, something interesting other than Travis Scott. I don't want to see John Cena just beat Randy Orton clean. Hopefully some twist happens here, but John Cena gets the win. Lyra Valkyria will be defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. I really hope Valkyria wins, but logic I think they're going to give the title to Becky Lynch and extend this rivalry. But hopefully Bayley returns and costs Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria retains. That's what I'm hoping for. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. The only way this match should go is Pat McAfee maybe getting in a couple punches and then getting utterly destroyed. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see Pat McAfee doing Panama Sunrise or anything. I just want to see him get in a punch or two and then get destroyed. United States Championship 4-way, Jacob Fatu defending against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. Can't see Jacob Fatu losing the title this quick. Think they got a long rivalry set up with Solo Sikoa after this match. Jacob Fatu gets the win. Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Once again, I can't envision them taking the title off of Dominic Mysterio this quick. He's getting the win. He's already beat Penta, so he's getting this win. Maybe set up a rivalry with Finn Balor after. That's where they're going, obviously. That is it for this episode of The Ridiculous Report. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and have a good one.